أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وإن كل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. All praises are due to Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Allah, who said in His glorious book, Ar-Rahman, Allama al-Qur'an, Khalaqa al-Insan, Allama al-Bayan. Allah is Ar-Rahman. Allah whose mercy encompasses everything. Allama al-Qur'an. He taught Qur'an. Allah mentioned revealing Qur'an, teaching Qur'an to the Prophet ﷺ before he mentioned Khalaqal Insan. Allama al-Qur'an, then followed by Khalaqal Insan. Khalaqal Insan means He created man. The scholars made us understand that Allah had revealed Qur'an so as to tell mankind what to be guided with before He is created. The Prophet ﷺ, in the hadith of Uthman bin Affan, reported from him by Abu Abrahman as-Sulami, Rasulullah says, "Khayrukum man ta'allama al-Qur'an wa 'allama." The best among you are those who learn Qur'an and teach others. Look at that word, khayrukum, the best among you. And to have relationship with Qur'an, it starts from listening to Qur'an. Listening to Qur'an. Even for those who cannot recite Qur'an, listening should not be a big task. After listening, follows at-tilawa, reciting Quran. After tilawa comes al-hifz, committing Quran to memory. After those three, we now have the purpose for which Quran is listened to, the purpose for which Quran is recited, the purpose for which Quran is put to memory. And those are the two orders, at-tadabbur wal-amal. At-tadabbur wal-amal. To reflect upon the meanings of Quran. After reflecting, to now what? To now act by Quran. Please note the 5. 1. Al-istima', listening to Quran. 2. At-tilawa, reciting Quran. 3. Al-hifz, committing Quran to memory. All these three that I mentioned, they are prerequisite to the other two. At-tadabbur, that's the 4th one, to reflect on the meanings of Quran. And the 5th is al-amal, to act by Quran. All these 5 that are mentioned are the ingredients of who we call Al-Qur'an. Al-Qur'an is the plural form for Al-Qari. Al-Qari, when it is used during the time of the Prophet ﷺ or in the ahadith, is never limited to somebody who can recite Quran alone. The word Qari, the plural is Al-Qur'an. The fact that somebody can recite Quran, somebody memorizes Quran, somebody can listen to Quran, has never qualified him then as being called. Is much more than that. So those are the 5 things that constitute who a reciter or who a custodian of Quran is. Listening to Quran, reciting Quran, committing Quran to memory, reflecting on the meanings of Quran, then acting by the dictates of Quran. Those are the 5 things. And for us to know that that is how our Salaf, our predecessors from who would take this culture, this legacy from, to know that is how they took it. Alhamdulillah, I believe it is an honor for me to be in this hall today where Sheikh Al-Asfar is on ground, Al-Faqih, and Fadilatul Sheikh Al-Adawi, Al-Qari, Al-Mukri, means that Al-Qur'an. You now put me a small boy between the two. Now, most of us here are, many of us, when we should say Al-Qur'an Saba, we know them. The 7 prominent reciters of Quran that will follow their Qira'ah. We also know Al-Qur'an Al-Ashara. The 10 prominent reciters of Quran that will follow. Even if we don't know much about them, we should know their name. We know, most of us know. One of them, Abu Ja'far al-Madani. Abu Ja'far al-Madani, one of the 10 prominent reciters of Quran. He's not among the 7, but he's among the 10. Abu Ja'far al-Madani, Yazid ibn al-Qa'qa', is also a scholar of Medina. He's a teacher of Malik. He was told he's an expert of Quran, expert of Hadith, expert of everything, and Taqwa and Zod. Because of his expertise in Quran, his students and people who knew him told him one day, they said, Hani an lak, congratulations to you. Hani an, congratulations. Why are we congratulating you? Ma ataka min al-Qur'an. We are congratulating you because Allah blesses you with having expertise in Quran. Is being congratulated. It is worth being congratulated that somebody has memorized Quran. It's a big achievement. The fact that somebody could recite Quran or he has memorized it, whether it's only one qira'ah or riwayat or qira'at, is something that is worth celebrating. So Abu Ja'far al-Madani was being celebrated too. He was told, Hani al-Lak, congratulations. Ma ataka min al-Quran, for the fact that Allah has blessed you with having expertise in Quran. What did he say? when he was congratulating. He said, yes, ذاك إذا أحللت حلالا وحرمت حراما وعملت بما فيه. ذاك إذا أحللت حلالا وحرمت حراما وعملت بما فيه. Before this congratulation could be accepted, that is, it is only going to be accepted if I'm able to act by what Qur'an has mentioned to be halal. I take it to be halal. Wa haramtu harama, what Qur'an has made to be haram, I kept off from it. Wa amiltu bima fi, and I walk with what is inside Qur'an. So for all of us, for those who Allah has blessed among us to be Hufadul Qur'an, Hani and Lahu, is a rare feat, is a big achievement, but on the other hand, is a big responsibility. It's a big responsibility. Before you can have your final celebratory wish, it is either ahlalta halala. What Quran has made to be halal, you keep by it. Wa haramta aw haramti harama. What Quran has made to be haram, you stay away from it. Wa amilta bima fi, and you act by what Quran has said. So for anybody who has made a move to memorize Quran, you are carrying a big burden. Why? Because according to the hadith of Rasulullah, hadith of Abu Malik al-Ashari, wal Qur'anu hujjatul lak aw alayk. Quran is a proof for you when you get to Allah, because Quran will intercede, will be shafi, just like our Sheikh has mentioned. Quran will intercede for you that, oh Allah, hey Rabb, this is your servant, mana'atu nawma bil-layl, I prevented him from sleeping in the night. He used to recite me in the night. Fashafi'u fiyya, oh Allah, please accept my intercession on his behalf. So meaning Quran will be what? Hujjah for you. But if you know much about Quran, you memorize it, you recite it, you listen to it, and you don't reflect and walk by them to be hujjatun alayk, a proof against you. That was why Darda radiyallahu anha, one of the companions, female companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There's another Darda who was a tabi'iyah. He saw somebody. That person, she asked the person. She said, Hal amilta bima alimta? What you have learned, did you put it into practice? Did you act by it? Qala la. The man said no. He said no. Falima tastakthiru min hujjatillahi alayhi. Falima tastakthiru. Why are you now harnessing in abundance proofs of Allah on you? Because the more you know, the more it will be a proof against you. You cannot claim not to know. Falima tastakthiru min hujjatillahi alayhi. For those who are making an attempt to memorize Quran and it is not in their mind that they will act by it. Please note that you are packing enough in abundance proofs that will be used against yourself in the sight of Allah. Please note that point. The more the verses you memorize, the more the qira'at you have, the more the riwayat you have, tastakbiru biha hujjatallahi alayk. You are creating, you are harnessing more and more proofs and evidences against yourself. To memorize Quran is a big honor, but that honor, according to Abu Ja'far al-Madani, dhaka idha ahlaltu halala. That honor can only come if what Quran says is halal, I keep by it. Wa haramtu harama. What Quran has said is haram, I stay away from it. Wa amiltu bima fi, and I will buy it. So it's not a good thing for somebody who is not to have memorized Quran to be involved in things that even somebody that cannot read a verse of Quran will not do, will not even think of doing. By doing so, you are adding more and more to the punishment that you are likely or to be subjected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is why you will see among the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ubay ibn Ka'ab radiyallahu anhu. Ubay was an Ansari, one of the scholars of Qur'an among the Sahaba, that was even known by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Said, "Afikum Ubay? Is Ubay not among you?" That Umar will say, Ubayyun aqra'u. Ubay is the one that is most versed in Quran among us. One day, the hadith of Bukhari, Rasulullah told Ubay, Inna Allah amarani an aqra alayka al-Quran. Allah commanded me to come to you and to recite Quran for you, to be my teacher. Allah wanted to honor Ubay, and to show that what he has accepted his deed, he counted him as Hamilul Qur'an, even among his angels. He told Rasulullah to go and meet Ubay ibn Ka'ab to recite Quran for him. When Rasulullah told Ubay said, Ya Rasulullah, awa samani Allahu lak. Allah mentioned my name. He mentioned Ubay. All he said is, you go and meet one of your companions. You just chose me. I wanted to know whether you are the one that chose me or Allah chose me. Awasamani Allahu lak. Allah mentioned Ubay. Rasulullah said, yes, he mentioned you. Wa dhukirtu inda rabbil alamin. My name is being mentioned up there. Ubay here, and I'm sorry. So Allah knew me. The angels were aware of me. Said, وَذُكِرْتُ عِنْدَ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. My name is mentioned among the angels. Prophet said, yes. Fabaka. Ubay was shedding tears. What a big honor. For any one of us that memorize Quran, what should be at the back of your mind is, Adukirita inda Rabbil Alamin. Is it the way that people take you to be a reciter here? Are you also considered to be a reciter up there? We should have it at the back of our mind. You should have it that I'm learning Quran, I'm reciting Quran, so that sayakunu li dhikrun inda Rabbil Alamin. I will also have a name in the hall of fame among the angels, where Allah will be mentioning my name and my positions will be raised. It's not only about reciting alone. It's not only about having good voices alone. Before now, there had been examples of those who recited Quran, but their ends were not good. And Prophet has mentioned, has said something concerning the time where we have people who will recite Qur'an, but they will not stay by it. Mu'adh ibn Jabal, radiyallahu anhu, one of the Qur'an among the Sahaba. Mu'adh ibn Jabal was telling his students, one of them Abu Idris al-Khawlani, the hadith of Abu Dawood, hadith 4611. Mu'adh said, Inna min wara'ikum fitana. Inna min wara'ikum fitana. After I will have left you, there will be big fitna. Big fitna, big trouble, big commotion. There will be fitna. That fitna, please follow this hadith. During that time, yakfuru fi al-mal, money will be in abundance. Prophet mentioned money first. Money will be in abundance. All the atrocities that some of the people who memorize Qur'an today commit, most of it could be attributed to what we call attention economy that we are operating. They say it is attention economy we are operating, that you have to be visible. And that is why everybody wants to do anything that can make you to be what? To be known. Everybody wants to advertise himself or herself, even if he doesn't go along with the ethics of what he's holding. That time, yakthuru fi al-mal, money will be in abundance, and everybody will be looking for money. And wayuftahu fi al-Qur'an, Qur'an will be made easy for people to learn. Allah will do the fatwa of Qur'an. It will be made easy for people. It will be everywhere. Hatta ya'khudha al-mu'min wal-munafiq. Hatta ya'khudhahu al-mu'min wal-munafiq. A mu'min, a believing man, will learn Qur'an, memorize Qur'an, and munafiq will also learn it and memorize it. You know, it wasn't possible then for a munafiq to learn Qur'an because he doesn't believe in it. He will only learn the one that he will just be praying with. But he knows the effort. But because the time will come, Qur'an will be made easy for people. Hatta ya'khudha al-mu'min wal-munafiq. A mu'min will memorize Qur'an. A munafiq will also memorize Qur'an. Wal-rajulu wal-mar'a. Men will memorize Qur'an. Women will memorize Qur'an. Wal-saghiru wal-kabir. Young people will memorize Qur'an. Old people will memorize Qur'an. Now it means what? In the lifetime of Rasulullah and his Sahaba, it's only a few people memorize Qur'an, and it gives them what? Honor. Now, it will have now what? Memorizing Qur'an will have now become what? Something that will be so rampant that a small boy will memorize, a big man will memorize, woman will memorize, men will memorize, munafiq will memorize, more men will memorize. Please note this. So it's very possible for somebody in this our time to memorize Qur'an, to do Jamu Qira'at, to do Jamu Ribat, and he will be munafiq in the sight of Allah. So please, we should not waste all these efforts with which we can have position in the sight of Allah and take this pathway. So Mu'adh ibn Jabal said, he said, because Quran will now be rampant, some people among those who will now say, this Quran has become in our own parents OTD pure water. It's not something that what somebody can use to claim to be ahead of anybody. It's rampant. Then among people, some of them will now say, one of them will now say, Mali nasi la yattabi'uni. How come people are not following me? You know, the people that are followed then were people who are doing what others could not do. Now Qur'an has become rampant, so some of the people who could recite Qur'an, who memorize Qur'an, will now say, Mali nas la yattabi'uni. How come people are not following me? Waqad qara'atul Qur'an. I've recited Qur'an. I've memorized Qur'an. He wants to look for something that will give him attention among people. He said, Ma hum bi muttabi'iyya hatta abtadi alahum ghayra. They will not follow me until I innovate other things other than Qur'an. But I will use Qur'an as a means to get them. So let me just stop at this hadith. So we have been forewarned that we will have instances where somebody will memorize Qur'an and they will be committing atrocities that could never have been imagined by somebody who doesn't even memorize Qur'an. These days, we will have somebody who has memorized Qur'an that is committing zina. Big one. Yes. Big zina. These days, we can have people that memorize Qur'an that will be dancing. We will have people that will memorize Qur'an doing all sorts of things that are not thought of. Please note that among them there are munafiqun. When I say munafiqun, I'm not saying they are not saying la ilaha illallah, but what Quran ought to have done on them is not done on them. So Quran is much more than knowing how to recite it. It is to be followed. And that was why Al-Hasan al-Basri, rahimahullah, he said, Unzil al-Qur'an liyu'mala bih. Quran was revealed for it to be followed. Fatakhadhu tilawatahu amala. Instead of following what Quran has said, they took reciting it as being a work. That is the work. They are asked to read it, to recite it, so that they act by it. They don't do that. What they rather do is that what the act of reciting itself is the work. The act of what reciting it itself is the work. That was why Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud said, the ayah that we all know, alladhina ataynahum al-kitab yatlunahu haqqa tilawati, that those who are given the book, they recite it the best way. It could be interpreted that way. If you use yatlunahu to be qira'ah. It could also be yattabi'unahu haqqa, yani ittiba'. They follow it. But Abdullah Masud picked this other meaning. He said, Walladhi nafsi biyadi. I swear by Allah in whose hand is my soul. Inna haqqa tilawati. In that ayah, yatlunahu haqqa tilawati. They recite it the way it should be recited. They follow it the way it should be followed. The meaning there is annahu yuhillu halala wa yuharrimu haram. That they stay by what Quran has said is halal, and they stay away with what Quran said is haram. So, if we know this, let me give you an instance. I have only 10 minutes, but to tell you that for those who want to be bad examples of those who have memorized Quran, they also have salafs. You understand? For those who their own intention is just to memorize Quran, to have melodious voice, but committing atrocities on that, they have their own bad salaf. And for those who want to keep the Quran, they have their own good salaf. Every one of us should just decide which of the salaf do we want to be, align with. In the 5th century and 6th century, that is 500, 600 years Hijriya, I want to believe every one of us here should know who Ibn al-Jawzi is. Our father Ibn al-Jawzi, rahimahullah, is one of the scholars of the 6th century, Islamic 6th century, 600. During that time, we also had who we call Ibn Hubayra al-Hanbali. Ibn Hubayra al-Hanbali. His name is Yahya. Ibn Hubayra was so blessed that what a single person could not do, Allah gave him everything. He was a faqih. He was what? A faqih. That is somebody who is a specialist in fiqh, madhab Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal and other madhahib. He was a muhaddith. He was a qari and muqri. And he had ijaza of all the Qur'an Sabah. He was also a linguist. Everything. To cap it up, he was a minister. That is to say, he is a policy maker. He's a minister in government, in the government of Banu Abbas. He's a scholar in all the faiths, and he loved knowledge. One of his books, Al-Ihsa fi Ma'ani Sihah, for hadith, and for those of us who have memorized Qur'an, who read, please find out about him. He had good things to say about how to deal with Qur'an. I will not say more than that because I don't have the time. But where are we going? Because of the love Ibn Hubayra had for Qur'an and other knowledges, he usually invites scholars. He wants to have to be their students on things that he doesn't know. That is Ibn Hubayra. Ibn Hubayra happened to be a teacher to Ibn al-Jawzi. So that was why I mentioned Ibn al-Jawzi. Ibn al-Jawzi was a student to Ibn Hubayra. But Ibn Hubayra was all-round scholar. Now, because of the love he had for Quran, let me just tell you what he said before I will not tell the full story. Look at what he said to somebody. I will not tell you why he said it. He told that person, he said, La jazakallahu khairan. La jazakallahu khairan. Allah will punish you. Let me just say that. Allah will punish you. You know, if somebody has done something good, we say jazakallahu khairan. Now put la before it, that you will never be entitled to any good because from Allah. La jazakallahu khairan ya Sheikh Su. A bad example of what a scholar could be you are. He was referring to somebody. Say, Sheikh Su. Afa Abu. Olórí ibu. Ọ̀gá àwọn èèyàn bú. Takdibu fil Qur'an. Takdibu fil Qur'an. You took your lie up to the point that what you could even lie concerning Qur'an. Wallahi, I swear by Allah, Lawla annaka shaykhun, if not that you are a big person, a big scholar in the sight of people, lanakaltu bik, I will punish you so that you serve as example for others. Let me pick the word again so that I will not tell you the story. La jazakallahu khairan ya Sheikh Su. Takdibu fil Qur'an. Wallahi lawla annaka shaykhun lanakaltu. What happened? I want us, please, for those who are students of knowledge, as we are reciting Quran, let us be reading about the scholars of Quran so that we know who we want to look like. As we are reciting Hadith, be learning about yourself so that you know who you want to what? Be compared with. As you are learning Nahu, look of people who are good models in Nahu to follow their path. As you are learning fiqh, look for the best among the fuqaha to follow. This statement that is said by Ibn Hubayr al-Hanbali, what happened? Because Ibn Hubayr had love for knowledge. There is this man among the Qur'an of Baghdad. Among the Qur'an of Baghdad, we call him Mas'ud bin al-Husayn al-Hilli. Mas'ud bin al-Husayn al-Hilli. That is the name. He's a scholar of Qur'an, scholar of Qur'an. But he was also blind. So what happened? Because of the love of the minister for Qur'an, he wanted to have ijaza of Qur'an, riwayah, that is a little bit high. He now came to know, he got to know, he was told that Mas'ud ibn Hussein had ijaza from Ibn Sawar. Ibn Sawar, among the scholars of Qur'an in Baghdad too, was not with the Qira'at. So the minister now went to Mas'ud, Al-Hussein ibn Mas'ud. He learned Quran under him so that he will have the link of his isnad to Ibn Sawar. He did that. He had his certificate, he had the ijazah. But because Ibn Hubayr was a minister, he wanted to now celebrate the achievement he has achieved in knowledge. That I have this through this Sheikh to this, I have this through this. He had a student, Ibn Shafi. He now told Ibn Shafi. So Ibn Sawar had a book. The book is Al-Mustanir fil Qira'at al-Ashr. Al-Mustanir fil Qira'at al-Ashr. So Ibn Hubayr had invited people to come and witness what Allah has done for him in all the fields of knowledge, in Qira'at, in Fiqh, in Hadith. He would not be mentioning his isnad for his mashayikh. So one of his students, Ibn Shafi, was the one reciting the isnad. But there was another man in Baghdad. They call him Abul Hassan al-Bata'i. He knew that Ali ibn Mas'ud al-Hilli was a liar. He never met Ibn Sawar. He never learnt under him. Ibn Sawar had died before he came to Baghdad. But Ali al-Mas'ud ibn Hussein al-Hilli, he claimed that. And because of the love of knowledge that Al-Wazir had, he took that from him. And Wazir wanted to celebrate that he's having a link to Ibn Sawar through Ali ibn al-Hussein al-Hilli. Through Mas'ud ibn Hussein al-Hilli. He now asked his student, Ibn Shafi, to recite my isnad to Ibn Sawar. When he started, Abu Hassan al-Bata'i, he was also blind. He told his own student, please take me to that place. There's nobody on the land today who could lay a claim to Ibn Sawar. That this man that was known to be a Qari, Mokre, that was being respected, is a liar. And I want to expose his lie today. When they got there, when Ibn Shafi started, he said, وَأَمَّا رِوَايَةُ عَاصِمٍ. As for the riwayah of Asim, everybody know Asim, that Ibn Shafi wanted to narrate the isnad of Ibn Hubayr, the minister. That وَأَمَّا رِوَايَةُ عَاصِمٍ. As for the riwayah of Asim, he said, فَإِنَّكَ قَرَأْتَ بِهَا. You, the minister, you ready? You have the ijazah. Ala Mas'ud bin al-Hussein. You understand? As soon as he got there, Qala Mas'ud bin Hussein said, Qara'tu ala Ibn Sawari. Qara'tu ala, look at this. Qara'tu ala Ibn Sawari. Ibn Sawar, I read it. I took this riwayah from him. As soon as he got there, Al-Bata'i stood up. He said, Hada kadhib. It's a lie. Everybody look, what is a lie? We are here to celebrate. After that, to cut the story short, Al-Wazir later invited Mas'ud ibn Hussein al-Hilli and invited Al-Batoi. And you see, during that time, once you are a scholar of Qur'an, your turban will be different. You know, it's just like you do in academic settings that you have those who are professor emeritus, you have this one, you have this one. So once you are a scholar of Quran, your own garment, that is what Mas'ud al-Hilli has always been doing in Baghdad, because he was a teacher to Wazir. Al-Batoi said it's a lie talk. How do you prove the lie? They invited Al-Hussein. Mas'ud al-Hussein, they invited Al-Batoi. When they got there, they asked Al-Batoi, what do you have? He said, you see this man that you took your Qur'an from, he never met Ibn Sawar. The time that he came to Baghdad, Ibn Sawar had died 10 years earlier. 10 years earlier. It's not a year or 2 years, 10 years earlier had died. And to prove that, he said, he now told his own student, bring the book of Ibn Sawar al-Mustanir fil Qira'at al-Ashr. Bring it with his handwriting that I took from him. He was my own teacher. This is his book with which he wrote it. This is it. Compare it to that other one that this man was telling you. That there's a man in Baghdad who was known to know that what people, there's racketeering in Quran and other things. There are some people who have specialized during that time too, that okay, for those who are looking for fake ijazah. So people doing as far back as 5th century, are you 500? That okay, you are looking for good ijazah, I'm here. One of them is Ibn Ruwayj al-Khatib. What he will do, that he will forge the handwriting of a renowned Qari Muqri. That is it not ijaza? Take now. So could you say those ones are looking for akhirah? Ó ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ nísìn o. Ọgbọ́n pé wọ́n láwọn Qur'an yàwọ́, Qur'an ti máa ń yàwọ́ ti pẹ́, hadithun máa ń yàwọ́ ti pẹ́, fuqaha máa ń yàwọ́ ti pẹ́, shu'ara ń yàwọ́, udaba ń yàwọ́, àfà máa ń yàwọ́. Àfà máa ń yàwọ́, kéèyàn jáfà gidi ni. You want to be a Qari Muqri, wáwọn èèyàn gidi tó mọ̀ pé àwọn tán wá ọ̀run. If you want to be muhaddis, wéèyàn gidi, gbogbo wọn ni wọ́n ní fake náà jọ ń fake muhaddis, fake lugawi, fake hadith, fake nahwi, kò sí ìjẹ́ òsì. Just like wọ́n ní pé fake doctors náà bẹ, fake lawyer, fake engineer. Ibi tó bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti wà náà làwọn èèyàn máa ń lo fakery. Once there's honor to be harnessed, once there's something to be what to be gotten, that is what you expect quickly. Because àwọn èèyàn tí ń rí honor through Quran, surely you have some people who are not part of them that will surely want to insert himself or herself among them. Don't be like them. So when he was invited, Al-Batoi, he now brought the book of Ibn Sawar. This is the book. This is his heart. Compare it to that. When they compare it, they asked him, where did you meet him? He mentioned the year. He said, no. That was what made Ibn Hubayr to mention that statement. The statement I recited the other time, he was referring to what Mas'ud ibn Hussein al-Hilli said, La jazakallahu khairan. La jazakallahu khairan. Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ ó dáa fún. Mo fẹ́ sọ Yorùbá tó fi lè dùn. Ọlọ́run ní san lẹ́san rẹ̀. Ya Sheikh Hasu, àfá abú, àfá jakujaku, takdhibu fil Qur'an. Bí ẹ̀bá tẹ̀ fẹ́ parọ́, Qur'an ló tún parọ́ pẹ̀. Afọ́júlẹ̀ tí parọ́ yóò, ó ti gba láwà ní ipò. Kọ́dà àríyọ, ó kọ́ rẹ̀ náà tó wà lára Qur'an náà ní ìsìn báyìí. Because àwọn kan ti gba kí ó lọ́dẹ̀. Lóòótọ́ ìwáyà tí tó kílèmù kan ló jẹ́rọ, ó láwọn míì náà ò ṣùgbọ́n ojúkòkòrò wá. Ojúkòkòrò ń bẹ ń bí ìmọ̀ tí èèyàn máa fi ń kó sọ, tí èèyàn máa fi ń sorí igbó. Kìí ṣe pé bóyá wọ́n ní Ibn Sawar. Tí ó bá ní Ibn Sawar, ó sì láwọn míì náà tó lè ṣe. Àmọ́ torí pé béèyàn ò bá ti máa ronú al-akhirah, nǹkan téèyàn ó fi ní họ́nà lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run ọba èèyàn ó fi jábọ́ ni o. So now, with first 1 minute. Takdibu fil Qur'an. Parọ́ pa Qur'an. Wallahi lawla annaka shaykhun. Tí ìbá ṣe pé bàbá àgbàlagbà ni ọ́, wọ́n ti mọ̀ láàfà lanakaltu bik. Màá fi ìyà jẹ ọ́ tí màá fi ọ́ sí àwòkọ́ṣe ibú fáwọn èèyàn. Bóyá ẹ̀ka ara gbé ọ sí mọ́tò ká máa fọ́ káàkiri gbogbo olúgbé ẹwọ lórí ibú yìí o. Kí ló wá ṣe fún? Wa amara bi ikhrajihi, ó ní ká mú jáde kó lọ́dọ̀ wa mana'ahu minas salati linnas. Wà aláwọ̀ rẹ̀ kó máa lídì wọn fáwọn èèyàn wọn. Ṣé ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ pé kò sí Qur'an lórí ẹ̀ ó ti show wípé ethics akhlaq tó gbọdọ̀ lọ pẹ̀lú hamalatul Qur'an kò ní. Tọ̀ bàbá àtọ̀wọ̀n àlùbàtọ́ ìdí Ibn Hubayra tẹ́jọ́ pé kọ̀kọ́ ẹ̀sẹ̀ wá gbà tó lọ́dọ̀ tó. Ìtọ̀ Ibn Sawari ti ní kẹ́lá àgbà authentic Ibn Sawari ló wà ní. Ọlọ́run kò ṣe wá lára àwọn èèyàn gidi tí Qur'an ní jẹ́ hujjatun alayhi. Ọlọ́run ọba kó lu Qur'an ní sáàbì dáadáa fún wa. Nasaluka Allahumma an taj'ala al-Qur'ana rabi'a qulubina wa nura sudurina wa jalaa ahzanina wa dhahaba humumina wa ghumumina. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.